welcome to Science Fiction Rating System, the podcast that aims to rank every science fiction film from 1 to infinity. This is the preview show, but it's a bit different this week because I rather stupidly deleted my contribution to the actual preview show and then the preview show itself, and so I can't really put it up. No fault of the other two, who I've got their bit still, and I'll drop in a bit now. So here's Chris.
Hold on a sec. There's something as strong as aluminium, which is transparent in real life.
And here's Alex.
I want a documentary about Mr. Limpet and Jim Carrey. Come on, Netflix.
But yeah, this will be a bit shorter. It's just me and my cat Gigi, who is on the keyboard. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Just go down there. Thank you. Right, so doesn't matter because we have a lot to say about Star Trek. And so next week we'll get to it all in detail. But basically, just to prime you that we're watching Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, and Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home, which forms a loose trilogy. Well, not loose, it is a trilogy, but not advertised as such, I suppose. And yeah, I mean, go and watch the trailer. If you've not seen these films, watch them, because they're worth watching, even though the middle one's not great. Spoilers. And I'll just, I guess, say a little bit about the what led to this trilogy, as that's what we did on the other one. So we watched Star Trek Motion Picture a few weeks ago. Go back and listen to the episode. We weren't particularly enamoured by it, because it's basically just a great big long effect shot of a ship leaving a space dock. Gigi, come on. Big Star Trek fan here, obviously. Right. Oh, he's off. The film was not a flop. It made a lot of money, actually, but it was critically mauled because it's not really a film. It's so boring. So at first, Paramount didn't want to make another Star Trek film, and then decided they would make one, but they had to get rid of Gene Roddenberry because they blamed him for it, basically. And honestly, if you know anything about the making of Next Generation, I would completely agree. It probably was his fault, because the guy seemed like, I don't know, like his time had passed, let's say, and he was a bit of a nuisance. There's a fantastic book, which his name I've forgotten. brilliant radio, about I think it's called The Next 25 Years. It's like an oral history of the Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, all that business. Yeah, it's called The 50-Year Mission, The Next 25 Years, a complete, uncensored, unauthorised oral history. It's a lot of griping by writers that they're not being appreciated, but also basically explains that Gene Roddenberry was, I think he was ill and not great. So, yeah, he was kicked off Wrath of Khan, and there were also massive budget cuts. Motion picture cost $46 million. Star Trek 2 cost just over $11 million. Roddenberry was jettisoned, and they brought in Harve Bennett, who at that point had made a lot of TV, I think, $6 Million Man. And yeah, he was tasked with coming up with a film on a much cheaper budget, and he did, really. He brought in Nicholas Meyer to direct, and he wrote the script himself, bringing back Khan, the villain from the original series episode, who had been well received. I'm being stalked by a cat again. And they made a film which was received very well, made a lot of money, not as much as Star Trek 1, bizarrely, but well enough that the crew who'd been a bit reticent to do it themselves were all back on board. And so then Star Trek 3 comes along with Leonard Nimoy directing, bigger budget again, and is sort of, in a way, the polar opposite of Khan. Khan is a very small film, whereas Search for Spock is an epic, if you like, a planet-hopping epic. And then following that film, having a less than positive critical response, but again a good commercial response, Star Trek 4 saw the crew travel back in time in a more light-hearted take on the series, directed again by Nimoy, and I believe I think the most successful of all the films. 4, it's definitely 4 and 1 that are up there. But basically that's it. I don't want to spoil the stories, obviously, in case you've not seen them. Go and watch them. The trailer link is below, and get ready next week for a lot of Star Trek talk, because I'm sure that Chris will have an awful lot to say. I've got quite a lot to say myself, and no doubt Alex will also have some thoughts. So sorry this isn't more official this week. But yeah, look forward to a bumper episode next week, I guess, because we can discuss all the stuff we discussed before again. And that's all. Thanks for listening. I've been Sam Draper, and I'll see you all in a week. Bye-bye.